Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you are listening to this, watching this video. This is the voice of Trader Numa, and we are having the first, I think this is the first official weekly review in 2026. So we want to look at the last week price action that we have. The last week price action that we have on various pair. Basically, I'll be looking at USDCAD. I'll be looking at gold, though I think there's another video, there's a Zoom section that I had today with someone, with some set of traders, and gold is on it. Yeah, then we'll look at GU. So let's just review what we have last week. So I'm going to start with USDCAD. Let's trading view doing like this. Okay. Okay, let me go to watch list. I don't know why my trading view is not loading. Okay, let me add USDCAD. Okay, let's go to USDCAD. Now, I have a nice, you can see I have a buy here on USDCAD. So permit me, let me add another kind of USDCAD. So I'll be able to use that one to analyze. Okay, nice. As you know, I'm starting off from higher time frame. I'm looking at weekly, and then from there I will be taking my decision. Now, if you look at weekly time frame, we've have a breakout to the upside here on weekly time frame. And after that breakout on weekly time frame, we had a retracement to take out what this internal range liquidity. We have taken out this internal range liquidity, and possibly we might be looking at taking out this external range liquidity on weekly. Now, let's look at what happened on daily also here. On weekly, the recent breakout on weekly is to the upside. The recent breakout we had, on weekly is to the upside. Let me check it out. If I go to line chart, you see it's to the upside. So we are extremely bullish. So now let's go to daily. On daily, now this is what I had on daily, and the reason why I was looking for buy. Now on daily, this is what we had. We have sweep of previous day. Yeah, we have a sweep of what previous day. Then we have what the rejection of this key level. Now this is a key level. I know the way it's showing in Rwanda is kind of different, but if you check forex.com, you discover that it's two bullish candle that overlaps. Now we have sweep of previous day low. Now the eye is still standing. Then next we have what? We go one time frame lower. And what do we want to see on one time frame lower? We want to see either a sweep and break or a breakout. And look at this. What do we have here? Switch to line chart. We have what? We have a breakout here. We also have what? A breakout here on line chart. So let me switch back to candle. Now after having that, the next thing we want to look for is our what? Range, M30 or H1. So I'm going to use this red to demarcate my breakout region, because I'm not using a paid trading view, obviously. So let me go to 1 hour. What do we have here? On 1 hour, you see or most time when I check my 1 hour, I love to check my 30 minutes also to see if, because it's possible if I check this 1 hour, we have liquidity here. One, this is liquidity here, and I might be looking for entry that is close to liquidity. So most time I check my 30 minutes to see if there is any extreme liquidity that is not obvious what on 1 hour. So when I check my 30 minutes, what do I see here? On 30 minutes, what do I have here? You see, I have liquidity here. Let me delete some of my chart here. I have liquidity here. Let me put it at X, right? I have liquidity here, so my entry will be below the liquidity. My entry will be below the liquidity, which is either 2 hour time frame or 1 hour time frame that is close to the liquidity. Now look at it. On my 2 hours, I have this place that is very close to the liquidity. This is a shape that is invalidated 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 times. Yeah, if you go to line chart, you will see that it's an A shape. Can you see? A shape has invalidated more than 1 time. So can have my what entry here. Have my entry here. Automatically my stop loss will have a breathing space. This is even 11 pip, and I'm targeting this I as my overall high. This is 4.1 RR. Now we had re-entry on this trade, or people that wants to use confirmation entry. You know, the first one I have was my entry. Now if I want to use confirmation entry, we also have confirmation entry by looking at what 30 minutes on this aftermarket what reject of, or aftermarket get to my entry. I can now look at 1 hour or 30 minutes to look for breakout, and inducement. Or let's go to 30 minutes. I think it's more clear around 30 minutes than 1 hour. Okay, nice. Now if you go to this is breakout here. This is 30 minutes breakout. Now after 30 minutes breakout, the next candle will serve as inducement. I don't want to go to 5 minutes, because if I go to 5 minutes, I will see a clear range. So what you are doing on higher time frame, you are doing it on lower time frame. So the moment we have a breakout on M30 like this, if you go to 5 minutes or 15 minutes, you will see a clear range that you can use. If you go to 5 minutes, okay, let me see if I can load 5 minutes. Let me draw this circle out. So I want to see, let me use this red also to demarcate where we have my breakout. I have my breakout here. So let me go to 5 minutes. I don't really use, let me even use 15 minutes first. If I will see a range there. Okay, you can see this is range here. This is the liquidity here. Can you see a clear liquidity here? Let me delete this one. Let me delete this one also. I want my chart to be clear so that you can understand. Look, this is a clear liquidity here. So your entry will be anything below that liquidity, or you can even enter from that liquidity straight. So if I'm entering here, I don't use, please, I'm just doing this for educational purpose. I don't really use 15 minutes. I don't think I've ever used 15 minutes this CSF. I don't use 15 minutes. But for if I'm doing educational purpose, then I can bring in 15 minutes, because I believe there are various traders that are watching from different parts of the world. So if you are using confirmation, this is like a 5 hour. Now there's another entry that this USDCAD gave or presented on Friday. So let me clear the drawing, and then let's go to H4. Okay, now at the end of we are expecting market to break this high on Thursday, but the high was not broken. Market did not break the overall high on Thursday, but what we now have is we have our recent breakout on H4 to the upside. we have our recent breakout on H4 to the upside. Now, the moment we have recent breakout on H4 to the upside, we know how we do it. We go to 1 hour or M30 and look for what? Do we have a range? On 1 hour, nothing. Now, on M30 also, there is nothing. So, how do I now formulate, how do I say that we have another opportunity? Now, this is one thing I don't really do. I don't start building my bias on 4 hour unless if I'm trading the continuation of H4. Now, look at this. On H4, what do we have here? We also have the same thing that we did on what? The same thing that we did on daily. Sweep of H4 low, right? The high is still standing and also they are reacting from what? A key level. So this high, this H4 high is still standing as the final target. Now on H1, what do we want to see? We want to see a breakout. On H1, we want to see what? A breakout. And what do we have here? We have a clear, after the sweeping of that low, we have a breakout here, right? We have a breakout here. So if you want to enter, I don't trade like this most times though, but this is continuation setup. So then you can have this, your SL below this low, then you have this place. This is like 1 to 2, because most time I love to cover my low. But if I see this kind of trade, will I pick it? I doubt it, because this is 2RR. I doubt if I'm going to be picking this kind of trade. Now, this is on USDCAD. Let's look at GBPUSD. Starting from daily time frame, you can see that I have a misentry here, safe. You can see that I have a misentry. I think I used this in the range example. So let me look for you. GBPUSD. I don't want this video to be long. GBPUSD. Okay, Wanda. I'm not using forex.com because forex.com is what I have my trade on now. Let me go to daily. I might not be able to explain this, but here we have a range. This sell is as a result of a range. Let me just explain it. Let me explain it. If you look at this, we have a sweep, a break, right? Have a sweep, we have a break. Then here also, even though it's small, there's a sweep here and there's a break here. We have a break here to the upside. So from this high to this low, we have a trading range, right? And market has taken out what? This liquidity out. Market took out this liquidity. Market took out this liquidity, and we expect what? A form of sell to the downside. Now, if you now go to weekly, you will see another thing that I'm seeing on the weekly. You see like a weekly reject weekly. Or now we have a weekly reject weekly here. We have also a sweep of previous week. A sweep of previous week high. Now the low is still standing. Now I'm not necessarily saying that we have switched bearish on GU. That's not what I'm saying. We are just looking at last week price action review. Now on daily, what do we have? We have a sweep and break on daily. A sweep and break on daily to confirm our weekly bias. Now also, what next? What can we see? Now we now have what? A sweep of what? Previous day high. The low is still standing, and that is where we now come to H4. So on H4, what do we have here? We have a sweep and break after the sweep and sweep of previous day high, and the low is still standing. Now we now have a sweep and break to confirm our daily bias. Then we now have what? Engineering liquidity here. So you can sell directly from the liquidity, but if you are waiting for this key level, you might be getting a misentry. markets might not, or the spread or something might not tag you in for this sell. Then down to this what? TP. This is like a 7-hour trade. And also continuation, yeah, it's a continuation of this one also, which is like a sweep of, look, previous 4-hour high was swept, the low is still standing. Where's the low? This is the low. The low is still standing. If you go to H1, what do you see? Or let's go to M30. I think H1 does give breakout directly. Look at M30. M30 gave a breakout here to the downside, and after breakout we had what? Liquidity here. We serve as inducement, and we have our entry above this place. So this is another sell here. This is another sell here. Stop loss to cover this. This is 6.5 pip SL, and this is like a quick a 1 to 4 hour to this H4 low. Now I'm not I'm targeting the H4 low, not just putting my TP anywhere. Your exit point is as important as your entry point also. And look at this one also. I think M30 also gave confirmation for this sell. I'm not sure. I think yes. If you use this is sweep and break on M30. Look at this. This is sweep and break on M30. Also, though we do not have anything like liquidity, but you can risk the confirmation entry. Let me check it H1 if we have something clearer for this. Okay, I don't think we have anything clearer also on H1, and that is basically the weekly review on the price action that happened on GBPUSD and USDCAD. This video is already long, so see you guys in the next video. I think I'll be uploading another video tomorrow, which is the Zoom section that I had with some traders. The Zoom section, which consists of question and answer. So see you guys in the next video. Do well to subscribe and to share with your fellow traders. Thank you very much.